The brand that apologizes, how corporate backlash became a design system. The corporate apology is the most carefully designed thing a brand will ever publish. Not the logo, not the campaign, not the product launch, the apology. When a company screws up, what do you see? Muted colors, lowercase sans serif type, clean white space, no logo or the logo faded to near invisibility. It looks like humility, it looks like restraint. But if every apology looks exactly the same, who decided what sorry is supposed to look like? When did contrition get a style guide? Because if the visual language of accountability has been standardized into a reusable system, then we have lost the ability to tell the difference between a brand that is genuinely reckoning with harm and one that is just loading a template. The origin story has a specific date and a specific logo. In 2010, Gap replaced its iconic blue square wordmark with a new design. Helvetica type, a tiny blue gradient square floating behind the letter P like an afterthought. The internet lost its mind. Facebook groups formed overnight. Design blogs roasted it in real time. Within 6 days, Gap pulled the new logo and restored the original. 6 days. That speed was unprecedented. It also established a script that has been running on repeat for 15 years. Gap president Marka Hansen posted on Facebook, "We have heard loud and clear that you do not like the new logo. We have learned a lot from the feedback. We only want what is best for the brand and our customers. So instead of crowdsourcing, we are bringing back the blue box tonight." That was a Facebook post, not a press statement, not a polished campaign, a woman typing into a social network. And yet those words became the skeleton key. Every brand that has fumbled a redesign since has reached for the same phrasebook. But here is what matters. The apology was not just performed through words. The old logo coming back was the apology. The restoration of a familiar design was the contrition. The aesthetic of returning to what was, of stripping away the new and recovering the original, became the first move in what would eventually become a full design system for corporate remorse. Fast forward to 2020, George Floyd is murdered. Within 48 hours, every brand Instagram feed turns into the same image. A black square, millions of them, identical. Whatever your feelings about the intention behind Blackout Tuesday, the visual result was unmistakable. Solidarity had been reduced to a single design asset. One color, one aspect ratio, one grid. And what that moment revealed is that the apology aesthetic had become contagious. Not because brands were coordinating, but because uniformity had become the signal. Match the room, or get red is the problem. You did not need to have done anything wrong. You needed to demonstrate that you were performing contrition in the correct format. That brings us to the Notes app. Originally just an iPhone feature, it became the default crisis format for celebrities and influencers who needed to issue a long statement without the character limits of Twitter. A screenshot of text on a plain background. No branding, no flourish. Just words in a system font. And because it looked undesigned, it read as authentic, raw, honest. But by 2023-2024, the Notes app apology had become a genre with its own conventions. Lowercase text, short paragraphs, first-person vulnerability, generous margins. Designers could identify a Notes app apology from 30 feet away. The format that succeeded because it looked like it was not designed had become one of the most recognizable design formats in digital culture. Cracker Barrel shows what happens when the apology is architectural. A chain built on rustic nostalgia and rocking chairs, they undertook a sweeping transformation that included a full rebrand. New minimalist logo, text only, modernized interiors. The old country store vibe, stripped clean. Customers revolted, stock dropped, and Cracker Barrel reversed course. They brought back the heritage imagery, the warmth, the familiar visual world. The old logo returned. And here's the thing. That reversal was the apology. Not a press release, not a muted Instagram post. The design itself was the act of contrition. The heritage mark walking back through the door was the most expensive way a brand has ever said we are sorry. Victoria's Secret shows what happens when the apology becomes permanent. For years, the brand was defined by its angels, its fantasy, its unapologetically narrow idea of beauty. Then the culture shifted, and Victoria's Secret spent the better part of 3 years apologizing for its own identity. The visuals changed completely. Soft pastels replaced hot pink. Diverse casting replaced the narrow runway aesthetic. Earnest lowercase copy replaced the aspirational glamour. It was a total visual pivot toward contrition. But then the brand tried to bring the fashion show back, and the result was incoherence. Too sanitized for the loyalists who wanted spectacle, too sexualized for the new audience that had been promised something different. The moment a brand starts apologizing for what made it iconic, it is already dead. Victoria's Secret did not fail because it apologized. It failed because the apology became the entire identity. The brand entered a permanent visual crouch of contrition and could not stand back up. Then there is Jaguar, and Jaguar is a different story entirely. In 2024, Jaguar did not apologize for anything. The brand unveiled a new visual identity to mark its pivot to electric vehicles. A clean wordmark, modern, considered, strategically coherent with where the company was going. No harm was done, no controversy had been committed, no community had been offended. The design was defensible by any professional standard, and the internet destroyed them. The backlash did not stay in design circles, it got swept into the culture wars. The new look was called woke, an erasure of heritage, ideological surrender. Every typographic choice became a political confession. Jaguar did not apologize. That was the problem. What the Jaguar moment revealed is that the corporate apology aesthetic has become a tax. You opt in, or you get flagged. Perform the ritual of humility, the lowercase type, the muted palette, the spare layout, the we hear you language, or be read as arrogant, as tone-deaf, as the villain. The punishment is not for wrongdoing. It is for refusing the ritual. Ad Age reported that social media was flooded with apology-formatted posts from brands that were not actually apologizing. Posts styled as official apology or we are sorry press releases that, once you read the fine print, turned out to be ads. We are sorry for offering you such unbeatable deals. We apologize for making products this good. This is the terminal stage. The visual grammar of contrition has been so thoroughly codified that it can now be deployed as a punchline, as a hook, as a meme template. But there is something darker underneath that. If not performing the apology aesthetic marks you as the villain, then performing it, even falsely, marks you as safe. The fake apology is not just a clever ad strategy, it is a protection payment. You are buying cover by performing the ritual, even when the ritual means nothing. And here is what makes that darker. Genuine brand apologies have actually been declining in this same period. Brands are issuing fewer real apologies at the exact moment fake ones are proliferating. The aesthetic of contrition is spreading while accountability is retreating. The costume without the reckoning. And this is where the design system comparison stops being a comparison and starts being a diagnosis. In any real design system, you have reusable components, consistent tokens, a shared visual language that can be deployed across contexts without starting from scratch. The corporate apology now works exactly that way. The color palette is narrow, warm grays, desaturated blues, generous white. The typography is predictable, lightweight sans serifs, lowercase, clean. The layout is spare, no decorative elements, no calls to action, no branding that could be mistaken for selling. These are not random choices recurring by coincidence. They are conventions. They are a system. And the danger of any system is that once it exists, it can be used by anyone, for anything, regardless of whether the underlying substance is real. So, the brand that apologizes. The real question is not whether the apology is sincere. It is whether sincerity can survive being this well designed. When every apology looks the same, contrition becomes invisible. Not because it is absent, but because it is indistinguishable from performance. Think about the last brand apology you actually believed. Not the words, the look of it. Did it feel honest because of what it said, or because of how it was designed? And if you cannot separate the two, what does that tell you? Drop it in the comments. I think you already know the answer. I just want to hear you say it. If this made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you do not miss what is next.